Okay, awesome. All right. Um, awesome. Thank you so much for the confirmation. All right, everyone. This reminds me of my very first semester in TMU. That's a long time ago. But I graduated from TMU in 2011. And I remember one day, one of my friends, they told me, so my friend was simply mentioning that, hey, do you know Excel? And I said, no, it's my first time. So he just taught me all of the functionalities or the main functionalities in an hour or so. So this brings me back to that specific day. So hopefully this would be as useful to you guys. And we're going to talk about a lot of functions that are available to you. So, as you can see, in these sets of what just happened? Okay, share screen. You guys can, I'm sorry, for whatever reason it stopped working. You guys can still see it, right? Just say yes, and that's okay. Yeah, perfect.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So in all of the 3-day sessions, the way that I have envisioned us doing this is that I do one and then you do one. Okay. So essentially, I'll cover something and then you do the exact same thing, but with a different data set. Okay. So all of our sheets, the ones that you see down there, it's called sheets or Excel sheets. So these sheets are covering different materials. So these are all the things that we're going to cover today. We're going to start with math functions. So you can just click on it and then it will just pop up. All right. And then in these sheets, all of the time, you will have instructor demo, and then we have a student demo. And then essentially a student demo is for you to do it, and instructor demo is the one that I want and will show it to you how to do it. Okay. So today, for the math functions, there's many, I'm sure hundreds of different math functions. But what we're going to cover is, let's say, these four, and I'm sure that you can definitely use other ones if you want to. So we're going to talk about sum. Sum, as the name pretty much suggests, it adds a range of numbers. So if I have, let's say, 10 to 3, it would just add them all up. It's 10 plus 2 plus 3, 15. Next one is average, as the name suggests. Most of these functions, of course, the name is chosen in such a way that that is indicative of what the function actually does. Sometimes, rarely, it would be a tiny bit hard to detect what it exactly does. But we're gonna see how we can check what each one does. Next we have minimum, which min or min, which is finds the smallest number, and then max, which covers the which finds out the maximum number. So let's go through our instructions. Use sum to find total sales in column C. All right. So I want to know how much all of my sales reps sold in my company or in my shop. Okay. So all I need to do is to just first start with an equal sign because I actually wanted to calculate something. So I'll start always with an equal sign. And then I would type in sum. Okay, so I can use small letters, big capital letters, that's fine. So I can just use sum. Now, one tiny trick here is that if you hit tab, it will complete it for you. So if I say SU and then M, and if the blue one is the one that I'm looking for, I can just hit tab. Okay. Now, at the bottom of it, it shows essentially a hint as to what this function requires, right? So it says number one, comma, and then all these other all these other numbers. And if you pay attention, it essentially has one number as mandatory, and then everything else is optional, right? So if you want sum of a bunch of numbers, you can start with sum of one number, which is that number itself. But you can, of course, have a series of numbers. So in this case, we have three numbers. So what I'm going to do is I click on the cell B12 and I can drag it down. So what happens here, it says B12 and then columns and then B14. So this is essentially a range. It's a range of cells. So in this range of cells, it essentially allows me to add them all up. So if I hit tab again or hit enter, it essentially helps me figure out what is the sum. Okay. So I can just do it one more time. I start with the equal sign. I can just hit sum. I can just click on it or essentially put tab and or open parentheses and then select all these cells and hit enter. So you notice that I forgot to put a close parentheses, but is smart enough to figure it out. So if I hit enter, it will just add a closing brackets, closing parentheses. Sorry, closing parentheses for me. Okay. Any questions? Okay. No. All right. So guys, what's here? Like if you click here, if you click on any cell, if you double click on any cell, it essentially shows you what is the formula behind it. Okay. So you can think of a cell having two states. One state is where the formula is stored, and then one state is what this result is. So as a default, what you see is the second state where it just shows you the number. If you want to change something, you just need to double click on it, and that allows you to modify it. Now, when I double click, if I come down, right, and I can see that I can click on the word sum, S-U-M. And if you click on it, what happens here is that it essentially brings me the entire description associated with sum, which talks about what exactly this function does. And if you click on the video, some of the functions has videos, so you can actually look at it and then follow along. So this description is sometimes very helpful for making sure that you are essentially using the formula that you think you are using. So that is something that is always available. So again, you just need to double click on it, double click on the cell, and then usually you will be able to click on that function. All right. Next, what we're going to have is average, right? So again, this is a formula. So for a formula, you always start with the equal sign. So that's the only thing that you need to pay attention to in terms of inserting formulas. So you put equal sign, and then you start typing the thing that you are trying to do. So I need average, so I will just hit average. I can just continue on with open parentheses, but I feel I'm very lazy, so I'm just going to hit tab. if you hit tab on your keyboard, it essentially completes it to the extent that it thinks you need. Okay, so I want, of course, open parentheses, and it will do that for me. Again, I'm looking for the average of column, all the values in column B. So I just select them all. Okay. Now, you see here it uses commas, right? So the painful or very difficult way of doing it is to just simply say I want B12 and I need B13. So B13 is this one, and then comma B14, right? So this is another way of doing it, but it's of course very painful, right? Some of you may want to use Excel as kind of your calculator. So you don't have to, if you just want to quickly do something, you can just say average of 10, 11, and 12, and then it will just do that for you, right? So you don't necessarily have to put values into cells and then calling it. It will work with the numbers directly as well. Okay. So if you want to use it as a calculator, that's a good way of doing it. Any questions so far? Okay, so I think you are following the trend or the way that I'm going over this, right? So I always introduce a function, and then I select all the cells that I require for that function. So for min, perfect. So for min, I'm just going to say equal sign. Because it is a formula, I always need to say equal sign. If I don't, guys, take a look. If I don't, and I, for example, say sum, so nothing happens. Do you see that nothing pops up? Because it's a text, right? And text is text. It just shows up there, right? And it's just as if you're trying to type in a text message, right? So nothing happens, but everything happens. All the functionality gets triggered the moment that you hit equal sign. So if I say min, I can just say min or min, and then hit tab to just complete it for yourself. And then I can just do the painful way. I can just say this one, and then comma that one, and then comma this one. Okay, and then hit tab again to complete. So it is 150. This is the minimum. That's correct. This is the painful way. The easy way is just say min, and then I click all of that, and then that's pretty much it. Any questions? Awesome. All right. Perfect. Guys, I'm sure you can, one of you guys, please turn on your microphone. Help me with Max.
Yeah, so equal
Equal
MAX,
MAX.
and then selecting from the B12 to B14.
Okay, if I do that, nothing happens. Why?
Oh, because there was no bracket. That's why.
Awesome. You got it perfectly. So there's no bracket, but I'm lazy. If I'm lazy, what should I do?
Um,
I'm lazy to put a parenthesis.
bracket.
So you can just
Click the tab button.
Oh, tab. Yeah.
You got it. You got it. You got it. And then thank you so much for helping me. So that's, you just hit tab and then you do that. And then I'm lazy to close the parentheses. I can hit enter.
Tab again.
Sometimes if you have many of these parentheses or brackets, it's actually asking you to close it because it doesn't know which one to close. But if it is a very simple one, you don't have to bother with closing or opening all of that. Tab will essentially, Tab is like your friend who just does simple stuff for you, rather than you explicitly putting it there. Okay.
Got it. Thank you.
Thank you for helping me. I really appreciate it. All right, guys, I have 5 minutes. You need to do this. Okay. So do this for me as quickly as possible. Your 5 minutes will start right now till 7:35. Wow, Alan, you're too fast. Very good. All right. It looks like I'm just going to give one more minute. You guys are really good. So I'm going to give you 1 more minute. And I want, once that 1 minute pass by, I want somebody to share me with the challenge, with something wrong that has happened, so that everybody else see that that way, so that they see the problems that may arise. I'm just going to give another minute because I see that most of you guys are done, but I'll still give some time for everybody else to finish. Okay, perfect. Aurora, would you be comfortable turning on your microphone so that we see why it's not summing up for you? If you mind, if you don't mind, if you mind, that's totally fine.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. What's going on?
Okay, so I hit max, or rather, I hit equal sign and then max. I hit enter, and
You,
then I click
hold on
the
a
left
second.
column.
Very nice, Aurora. You cannot hit enter.
I cannot hit enter.
Yeah, so essentially, after max, it requires you to give it a range. So you need to open parentheses and then select everything and then hit enter.
Okay,
So if you just say max and enter, it just doesn't recognize it because of course it doesn't know where would you like it to figure it out.
okay. So
Does that
click
right?
tab, select the values, press enter.
Yeah. Does it work now?
No, I'm still confused.
Sure, let's go. So,
So
go ahead.
equal sign,
hmm
max, open bracket,
open parentheses.
parentheses.
Uh-huh.
Then what do I do
Select.
next?
You select everything.
Okay. Oh, whoops.
Do
And then I
you?
hit tab.
hit tab is fine, yeah.
Nope, still got just the first number.
Okay, so can you see my screen?
Yep, I'm with you.
Okay, so I say max as what you did. I open parentheses, and then I go through all of them, not just B18, just all of them. So it should say B18 till B22, and then I hit enter.
Oh, okay. I've been doing the right function in the wrong column. So I've been doing it correctly, thinking I was doing it wrong.
Okay,
My
awesome.
bad.
That's okay. That's okay. It's awesome. All right. Okay, so if ref is coming up, then the reference is not clear to it. So Aishpa, you just need to make sure that you're selecting the right formula. So again, if you just have so much time or you don't mind, you can just simply say B18, comma, B19, comma, B20, comma, B21, comma, and then B22. But this is, of course, taking so much time. So you can just simply say max of all of this. Okay, so let's look at the sum. For the sum, here's what we're going to do. So I'm going to just simply say sum. Hit tab to create an open parenthesis for me. It's just a shortcut. You don't have to do it. If you just want to type it. It's totally fine. So I'm just going to click and drag. So click and drag, and then hit enter, close parentheses, or hit tab. All of these three would work. So hit close parentheses, and then hit enter, and then it sums up. All good? Alishba, is all good? Awesome. All right. Okay, so for average, I'm just going to do average and then select all of them. And then for min, I'm just going to say min, and then I'm going to do all of this and then hit that. Perfect. Okay, so that's essentially a very brief summary over some very important math functions. If you're looking for anything else, let's see. Okay, if you're looking for anything else, of course, Google is your friend, or you have I'm sure you guys all have a new friend, ChatGPT. You have that friend as well. So now let's say what is the standard deviation formula in Excel? You can do that, and then it essentially brings in all the things that you need for that, and then it will pops it up. Or you can use the help that I showed you on Excel to figure it out. Okay, so and then like once you do that, you can just type it in and then use the help that I showed you to essentially double checking whether this is the thing that you're looking for. If you guys all remember, you just double click and then you hover over this function, and then if you hover over it and click on it, it essentially brings out help, and this help, it tells you exactly what that function does. All right, min function, this article description returns the smallest number in a set of values. Okay. All right, let's go. Okay, so let's move on, if that's okay with everything. Okay, Alishba, if you have trouble, then let me know in the chat and we can definitely take a look at it. All right, so a bunch of other formulas that helps you with cleaning your data. Now, data cleaning, of course, is something that unfortunately we all need to do, and then hopefully in near future or some of it all has already happened that you can just give it to some of these large language models and it will try to clean it up for you. But at the same time, we still need to know how this is being done. So I wanted to introduce 4 different functions for you that helps you with cleaning. Okay, I have count, I have count A, I have trim, and I have len. Okay, so count, it just counts numerical values in a range. Okay, so if I have, let's say, 2A and 3, and if I say count of these, what do you think the number is? Type it in. 2. Is it 2? Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Perfect. Why is it 2? Because of course A is not a number. Okay. So that's what it does. And then count A, count non-empty cells in a range. All right. Non-empty cells. Okay. So if I just hit count A, what do you think the number is? If I hit A, if I hit enter? 3. Very nice, because essentially that's non-empty cells. Because this cell is not empty, it counts towards the count A. So the only difference is the letter A. One is count A. What happens here? So let's just, what happens right now? Count A of this range. What do you think I see? What do you think I see? Okay, everybody's saying 2, but why is it 3? Why do you think? Because this morning I just want to have some fun. So I just entered some spaces. No, it just says space. Do you see that when I click on it, the cursor doesn't start from all the way left because I put spaces. A space, even though that you don't see it, is an entry. So that's why it's being counted as an entry. If I remove the space, do you see that the cursor actually move to the left? That means that there's nothing in it. If there's nothing in it, what all of you guys said is correct. It will become 2. Okay? Does that make I'm so sorry, Jack. That was just a teaser. All right? Yeah, so I did press a space here. So if you put a space here, it essentially counts it towards an entry. Okay. I don't know what you mean by this form, but do you mean this Excel file? Okay, there you go. I want everybody in the meeting. There you go. Okay, so let's just go back to this. What do we have to do? Use count to count numerical values in column B. So if I want column B, this is my column B. I want to count it. So I would just simply say count. And then all these numbers. And then what should I receive, people? What should I get? When I hit enter, what should I see?
2.
Very nice. 2 it is. Awesome. Good job. Now, this is 2 because there's nothing here. If I click on it, there's nothing here. If I click on it, there's nothing here. So that's 2. And sometimes that teaser is actually not a teaser. That sometimes, if you have a long Excel sheet and then for whatever reason, when you convert files and so forth, there is some empty space. This count and count A could be a tiny bit confusing, or at the same time, you essentially need to pay attention to it to make sure that if you're using count A, you actually look to make sure that nothing has a space in it. Suhana, that's interesting. How would you be able to get 101? I don't know how you would be able to get 101. Just double click on the cell to see what the formula should say count B12 to B15. Yeah, that's an interesting one. Desmeet is saying that maybe you're using min. Okay. While Suhana is figuring it out, let's move on to count A. As I say, count A calculates non-empty cells. Now we want in column A, we want to figure out what is the non-empty cells there. Okay. Absolutely, I can. So what I can do, so I have these I have these 4 rows, and these are the employee IDs for these 4 rows. So I can just hold on a second. I can just simply say count, and then hit tab, and then I can just select these rows. I don't know if it is at the time that I was making it, was it intentional or not, but essentially this is just 3 rows, so you can just go all the way to 3 rows. Sorry? Okay, why it gives 2? Because only two cells here has numbers in it. So because it has two things that has, because it is just 2 cells that has numbers in it, it just prints out 2. Make sense? Okay. For count, perfect, Janish. For count A, well, let's move on. For count A, I want the non-empty cells in column A. I can just essentially say count A, and then parentheses, and then I can just select these 3. So if I select these 3, it will give me 3 because all of them are non-empty. Okay. Can we choose cells that are not in a row or column? So essentially, by definition, Hasnia, by definition, anything that you put there is on a row or a column. So if I hit anywhere, like this column, this cell, it would be N11. So it's not possible to find a place in Excel where it doesn't have a reference to. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Use trim in column E to clean the employee name, right? Guys, what's wrong with the employee names that we wanted to clean? Yeah. Very nice. So I'm going to the extra spaces. That's it. I'm going to the extra spaces. So Alice there's a space before that, and then there's maybe more than 1 space before this. So what I'm going to use is to use the trim functionality, and then I'm going to just hit essentially I can just hit trim, and I can just select this one. So that's Alice, and I can just drag this down to fill it up for me. Okay, so there's a lot of you guys who say on count A, you guys receive 2. So let's just go over that, and then we'll come back to this. If you receive 2, then something with your range is incorrect. So you need to say count A, and then A12 to A14, A12 to A14. Okay, so all of you guys who receive 2 for count A need to double check this. Ditya, would you please double check for me? I got it. It's 3. I got it. I got it. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so essentially, if, for example, guys, if I miss, can you do trim again, please? Of course I can. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go back to it. So if I mistakenly just pick the first 2, of course I'm gonna see 2. But if I am going all the way to 14, which is the intention of this example, of course you're gonna receive 3. Okay. Now, for trim, I'm going to just use the word trim. Okay. Trim, open parenthesis, A12. And then I'm going to drag this down. Now, when I'm dragging this down, I am essentially, what I'm doing here is I'm copy and pasting the same formula, but the beauty of it is that it automatically change A12 to A13 when I drag it down. Okay. So what I'm going to do here again is that we're going to go through it a tiny bit more in the next section. But essentially, you see that where my cursor becomes black, right? Becomes black plus. Do you see that? That my cursor becomes black plus. So if I do that, when it's black, when I'm dragging it down, it covers, or it essentially converts all these cells to their respective number. Okay. Now, any questions on this? I really like it. Kim, actually, I think, mentioned something interesting. Some of you guys may still selecting the employee ID for count A. So that's why you get a different number. Okay. So for count A, if you double click, it shows what range it's supporting. And then if it is between A12 and A14, you should see the number 3. Kim is right, essentially copy and paste. Somebody mentioned, what does trim do? Trim essentially gets rid of extra spaces in text. Okay, so if you have extra space on the left side or right side or in the middle, it will just get rid of it for you. Yeah. Do you guys want to see something fun? Or I don't know if it's actually fun or not, but so here, so guys, take a look at this here. So do you see that I'm putting a space here? So I say here is, and then I put a space here and example, right? And I put a space there. So far, so good. Now, if I want to trim this, what do you think the end result is? Trim of this. So I have bunch of a space. I have bunch of empty. I have bunch of spaces there. I have bunch of spaces between is and an, and I have bunch of spaces after that. So if I do this, it shows me a good looking one. Okay, a good looking text without any extra spaces there. Okay. For count A, yeah, so it's perfect. Thank you so much for asking this question. Yes, so do you guys see the instruction here? The instructions is supposed to help you with regards to what you need to do. So use count to count numerical values in column B. So that's why in count, we use column B. This is column B, and then that's why we use column B. Now in instruction, it says use count A to count non-empty cells in column A, which means this is column A, and then we double clicked on it, and then that's why we picked column A. Is that clear now? Why didn't is take the space out between here and is? Oh, between words, it detects it and it just doesn't essentially it doesn't remove a single space. That's why. Of course I can do that. So let's just do the trim. I'm just going to delete all of the trims and I'm going to do that again. So I'm going to just simply say trim and then tab, and then I'm going to select one, which is A12, and then I'm going to hit enter. Then I'm going to say Bob. I'm going to say trim Bob, which is A13, and then hit enter. I'm going to say trim and then hit tab, and I hit Carol, and then hit enter. Okay. Guys, let's do the last limb. Let's do the last len, and then we go from there. So len, just for count characters in the original or trimmed name. So I can just okay. Trim, I'm just going to go over it, but let's just finish the len, and then if there's any questions, I'll just answer it once I've covered len. So len in column F to count characters in the original or trim text. So I can just simply say len of Alice, and then it will just give me 7, right? Why is it 7? It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 characters there. But if I just simply say len here, it would only be 5. Okay. So I can just do len of Bob, and I can just do len of Carol. Aurora, it does. If there is a space, it counts it as a character. That's why Carol is 14, even though the Carol, the one that we trimmed is only 5, or the one that we trimmed here, because Bob was okay from the beginning, it's only sorry, I picked the wrong one. This one. What do I want? This one. Perfect. So 3. The session is going to be recorded. Okay. So 2-3 minutes. Please do this one. This is yours, right? And then your data goes. This is essentially your data. Okay. Let me just make it clear for you guys. This is your data. Let's go. There you go. This is your data. Please clean it up. And then while you are doing that for the next 2 minutes, I'm going to answer some questions. So I'm just going to repeat myself. So the people who are doing this, don't get confused. I'm just answering some questions that I see on the chat. So can you show how the len works again? Of course I can. So take a look at it. I can just simply say equal sign as usual, right? I can just say equal sign as usual and then len and then tab for, sorry. I can just tab for, I can just say len. Okay, so len and then tab for making it open parentheses. And then I can select whatever that I want to figure out how many characters are there. So it would be Alice, and then I can hit enter. Okay.
I have a question. So you
Sure.
know the Excel that you're using, where can I find that? Because I'm on my phone, so I can't really access it right now. But for
Of
if I can
course.
do that later.
Sure. Do you see that I just pasted something on the chat? That's where you can find it.
Question.
Absolutely.
When I was doing len and trim,
Mhm.
I saw that you did it where you did each cell individually. When I did it, I accidentally like I selected everything and it
Mhm.
only appeared in the first column.
Mhm.
And then when I dragged the column down, it revealed the rest of the numbers. Is
Very
there
nice.
is there like is that not the right way to do it, or does that
Very
also
nice.
work?
Yeah, it absolutely works. It's essentially the next tab that we're going to talk about today. So what you're telling me, Aurora, is that you're saying that, hey, I did this, and then I clicked on the black uh, plus sign. I dragged it down, and it did it perfectly. This is totally fine, but this is something that we're going to cover in the next tab. Okay.
Okay. Okay, cool. Thank you.
No problem. So you can do it individually, or you can do it by you can do it individually, or you can just drag it down.
Accidental speedrun strats.
Any other questions? I see a lot of dones.
Where will the recording be posted?
The recording will be posted, yes. Of course, I can go through count A. So count A. Okay, so let's just go through count A. Count A was supposed to be column A. Okay, so count A. I'm just gonna say count A. And I'm just going to go over this, right? So is it count A is for column A? Perfect. So actually, this is your data, right? This is your data because you have an employee ID there. So that's your data. So count A18 to A22, and hit enter. So it's 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's forgotten to put the employee name for the employee ID 109. Okay. Let's quickly do count. So I can just do count of column B. So this is column B. I should see 3. That's 3. Should I use trim? So I can just do trim of Dan. If I do trim of Dan, it's just Dan. And I can just drag it down. And trim is nice enough not to make trouble for you here. It doesn't come up with any errors, even though there's nothing in there. And then I just do this. And then len. For len, what did we want? We want the trim version, for example, or not trim version. So I can just say len of Dan. It should be more than 3 because there's lots of a space I can see on the left side. So it's 6. Let's take a look. Is it 6? It's 1 a space, 2 a space, 3 a space. That's 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's only 6. I keep hitting right, but there's nothing there. So that's why it's 6. Any questions? No? Okay. So this entering, keep entering, let's say trim of Eve, and then trim of Frank, and then trim of Grace. This is too hard. This is too tedious. So for that, we're going to move to the next tab, which is fill down and cell references. What we're going to see here is that this allows us to write one formula, but apply it into different rows. This is something that you will use extensively in Excel. That's one of the functionalities that Excel is really good at, as just copying the formula. Okay, so pay very close attention to what I do right now, and then we will be able to do it together. Okay, so use a formula to calculate total tax, total WIT tax, which is price plus price times tax rate in column D. Okay, so what are we going to do? So I am going to just simply say price. If I bought a book for $20 and then tax rate is 10%, so I'm just going to say this is price plus open parentheses price times tax rate, and then close parentheses. Okay. That's just the formula, or you can just simply say 1 plus that 0.1, but this is like the extended version. So if I hit enter, that's 22. Okay. Now, what I want to do here, is to actually populate it for the other ones as well. Okay. Now, because what was the formula again? There you go. It is price plus price times tax. Okay. So if they say, let's say the tax rate is 10%, 10% of 20 is just 2. So that means that you need to pay the person $22 because the product is $20. The tax is 10%. So you need to pay the person $22. So it is price plus price times tax rate. Okay, now, guys, in the trim and beforehand, it was okay, but this is too hard for me to always keep entering all of this, keep entering. And imagine that this is just 3 rows. If you have 1,000 rows, are you expecting me to type in all this formula for every single row? The answer is absolutely not. So what you're going to do is to use this relative references, exactly as Abiha is saying. You need to drag it down. Now, for drag it down, you need to do it in a specific way. Your cursor needs to become a dark black plus before you drag it down. Am I making sense? Because if my cursor is not black and I'm dragging it down, nothing happens. Do you see that nothing happens? I dragged it down, nothing happens. But if my cursor becomes black and then I drag it down, it fills it up. One more time. If I just drag it down, nothing happens, right? If I drag, nothing happens. But if my cursor, if you bring it to the bottom right, your cursor becomes dark black plus. Once it becomes that, then you drag it down. Is that clear to everyone? Yes. Very nice. Of course, there you go. It is B10 price. Actually, I wrote it down here. Price plus price times tax rate.
Just to clarify,
Uh-huh.
so I inputted the formula into the first underneath total with tax,
Uh-huh.
and when I scroll down, it applies the same formula, but it fills in with different variables just on its own.
Yeah, that's the magic of it. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Like it's super cool that it does that. It's just a feature of Excel that everybody loves, and that's why for I don't know how many years this thing is like still very relevant. Very nice. So Bella is simply saying that, hey, when I drag it down, nothing happens. Look, Bella, if you just drag it down, nothing happens. If I drag it down, nothing happens. But if you make your cursor to become this plus, this black plus, and then you drag it down, it does the work.
Yeah, I did that, but it just puts 22 for each one.
Do it again. Do it again. Do it again. So clean it up. Hit and then click, bring it down.
It keeps
Okay.
doing 22. I don't know what to do.
That's okay. Cleaned up. So let's do it with me. So it's 22. Find this black. Do you see the black one?
Yeah, I have that, and I keep doing it. It just
Hold
puts
on a
22.
second. Click on black one and then drag it down. Does it do that like this?
It just puts 22. There's no 5.5 or 11.
So how did you put 22? Did you use 22 or did you just
Oh, no, I didn't do that.
Okay, that's fine. Look at what Bella did, right? What Bella did is that it's actually interesting. Let's just do it. If I just put 22, 22 is just 22. If I just drag it down, it will become 22. Okay? But if there's a formula behind it, there's nothing formula behind it. But let's put a formula behind it. What is the formula? It is price plus open parentheses price times tax rate. Then this 22 is actually a formula, so I can just drag it down. Okay, now guys, let's say I don't want to do this. Let's say I want an alternative, right? If you want an alternative, you can just drag it to wherever you want. Okay, now this is a normal drag, right? This is a normal drag, and then hit Control D. And then does it beautifully too. Okay, so one more time. There are two ways. There's in Excel, there's of course always many ways to do it, and then people just stick with one, whatever that they feel like that it resonates more with them. So I can just do drag, or I can just simply fill up all the things that I want, and then I hit Control D. Okay. Any questions? Okay, let's do the next one. Guys, do you see that the tax rate, okay? Do you see the tax rate is 0.1 and it's consistent everywhere? Okay. Now that it's consistent everywhere, you really want to actually only select the first tax rate. So let me clarify by what I actually wanted to do. So if I say price plus price times tax rate, okay? Now, that's 22, right? Now, imagine this for a second. Imagine that I don't have this here, okay? And for the sake of it, let's just forget about all of this, okay? Guys, can you tell me if I drag this down, if I just hold Control D, right? If I drag it down, what happens? Does it calculate it perfectly? Come online, turn on your microphone and tell me whether it does it or not.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. Why doesn't it do it? Because when you do that, what happens? It grabs an empty space for your tax rate, which becomes 1. So essentially, it doesn't calculate it properly. Am I making sense?
Yes.
Perfect. Now, how can I do that so that the reference to tax rate stays up, but the reference to everything else remains relative? How can I make sure that C11 always stick to C11? So the way to do it is to simply put a $sign before C and $sign before 10. If I do that, when I drag it down, something magical happens. It does not change the relative location of that cell. Is that clear? So, if you want absolute reference, you need to put a $sign before the character and the letter and the number. Okay. So here's I can just put it there. Now, some of you guys are, if you want to pay close attention, I want to give you some small note, which is very important. $sign makes a cell absolute, meaning that it will use absolute reference. Now, if you put it before a letter, it would make that column absolute. If you put it behind a number, it will make that number absolute, meaning that it will stick to whatever that is. Now, do you think that I need the $sign before C? Or is it something extra that I did? Come to microphone. Do you think I can get rid of the $sign? Tasneem says you need it, okay? But is there any other opinion here? Do I need that? When I'm bringing all of it down, I still have the same column. So actually, you know what? I don't need it. See? I don't need it. Okay? Now, what happens? So essentially, the only thing that I needed is that the 10th row is being captured because C is just a column. Okay? And when you're dragging it down, you remain within that column. So let's do something else. Do you think I can remove $sign behind 10 and only keep a 1 around C? No. Why not? Why not? Take a look. Because you only locked column C. So essentially, look at the $sign as a locking mechanism. If you lock a row, it stays in that row. If you lock a column, it stays within that column. If you lock both of them, it sticks to that specific cell. Okay. So, so some people would just simply say, you know what, it's too much for me to think about it. I'll just use $ for both. Okay, do $ for both. It works perfectly. Look at this. It works perfectly, right? All right. So let's just do that so that our sheet is complete. And then let's just, I just don't want this to be incomplete. That, and then we just did this. Okay. Now, 2 minutes. You do it. You do it for this. Just do whatever that I just did for this one with an absolute reference, but only use this one as the reference. Okay. Only use this one as a reference for this, and then do it normally with this one. 2 minutes. Wow. Even you're very, very fast. Elizabeth done. Noah is done. Who else? Bella is saying, what's the formula for absolute? The formula for absolute is always a $. A $ behind a column name or a row number will actually make it lock there or make it an absolute reference. If you're not putting anything, it's a relative reference. So if you drag it down, it comes down with you. But if you lock it, it stays wherever it is and it doesn't come down for you.
So where do I put that in the bracket?
Let's see. You just like this. Do you see it? So if I want here, I would just simply say this plus this times that, okay? But I want this to be this to be locked. I just need it behind 16, but if you want, I can just put it behind C as well. Bella, does that make sense?
Yeah, I got it now.
Perfect. How do you fill it down? You just drag it down and then do what? What should I do right now? What should I hit? Control D. Awesome. Thank you so much for the help. Awesome. So I can just do that here as well. So price plus price times tax rate. And that's it. This one is relative, so I don't care about a specific one. So I can just drag all of them. And that's a normal drag. And then Control D. Desmeet is saying something interesting. So look at this. Desmeet, look at this. If I change 0.2, which one will change? This will change, this will not. Everybody agrees with me? If I change this to 0.2 and hit enter, I haven't put the enter yet. If I put 0.2, if I hit enter, only this number would change and this would not. Do you guys all agree? So
Yes.
let me put the enter. Only this one changes. This one does not because there's a reference to the absolute one. Desmeet, thank you so much for your question. It was very good. Desmeet, do you get it? Perfect. So let me just change it back to 0.1. When I use $ before C, it says scene, it says name. So don't put enter, Alishba, don't put enter. Just make sure that it's active while you're putting it. So when you put the $, make sure that you close the bracket and then hit the enter. All right. Any questions? No. So just to sum up, this is the most important lesson in the entire Excel. Like this is the most fundamental thing in Excel. If you drag it down with the plus, it will just become a relative reference. If you want something to be locked, you need to use $sign. That's the most important lesson in Excel. Okay. Either Kim, you're absolutely right. Either Control D or dragging from the corner saves the same function. Absolutely, yes. All right. Let's do text to column. All right. I ask people to fill up something, but they just put both of their first name and last name there because I said full name. Now I want it to be
Good, how are you?
Now I want first name to be different, to be separated from last name. Okay. So what I can do is to select the full name column, go to the data tab. I can go to the data tab and then choose delimit and select a space as the delimiter. So I can just go to, I went to the tab. Now, what I can do here is I can just choose text to columns. So this is text to columns. Okay. Delimited is there. So delimited is there. So go to the data, click text to columns, choose delimited, and select a space as a delimiter. So if you hit next, I want a space to be the delimiter, right? So the item that divides the two. Okay. So if I use a space and hit next, I want it to start. General is fine. I want the destination to be here. So I would just hit B and I would put it right there. I hit enter and I hit finish. Do you see how beautifully it divided the full name to first name and last name? Right? I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm going to do it one more time. So I'm just going to say, I'm just going to select all of them, go to data, go to text to columns. Delimited is characters such as commas or tabs that separates each field, right? Meaning that your fields has been separated by something. What is that thing? You go next and you tell Excel what that thing is. The thing that separates our first name and last name was a space. So I'm going to hit a space. I'm selecting space. Then I'm hitting next. Guys, I don't want it to overwrite the original one. So that's why I hit destination. In the destination, I click on this. So I say I want it to start from here. So B9. And I hit enter. And then I hit finish. And then it will do that for me. Okay. Would you please do this for me here? Do the exact same thing, but do it for your own data. Of course I can. Sure. Let's do it again together. I can just simply select all of them. I can go to data and then text the column. Delimited is the first one that I pick. Then I hit next. A space is the next one. Then I hit next. I don't want it to overpopulate this or overwrite this. So that's why in the destination, I clicked on this. I say I want it to start from here. then I hit enter, then I hit enter, finish again. I'm using an iPad. I don't have an option. You don't have an option for selection? That's interesting. Everybody else is done with this?
No, sorry, I'm
Mhm.
having the same problem. Like I press space, but there's no other customization options. No destination, no nothing. It just says apply.
Okay, so you're telling me when you go here, sorry, when you select all of them, you go to text to column, you go to delimited, you go next, you go a space, and then when you hit next, there's nothing here.
I only have the split to text column option, not just text to column option. It's literally called split to text.
So perhaps it's a different version of Excel. Perhaps I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe it's a different version of the Excel.
I'm just online. I don't have the actual Excel, so it might be because of
Okay, that explains it. So
Oh, okay.
lot of functions, I'm sure it's not fully available for the online version. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Nia, are you in Sheets? Because if you're in Sheets, I'm having the same problem.
No, I'm on Excel, just on Google though.
Oh, okay.
Which is the sheets that
Oh,
are
okay.
mentioning.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. So that's it. Let's just move to the next one. Anybody else? Don't do it on Sheets. This is an Excel. If you don't have access to Excel right now, it's totally fine. But this is an Excel tutorial. Okay. All right. So let me just do it for completeness. Let's just do it. This and then goes to text to column, delimited, a space. I'm going to hit this guy and then hit enter and then hit finish and I'm done. And then for this guy, I'm just going to do it again for you guys. This is text to column, delimited, space. This guy I want here and then finish. That's it. Okay. Guys, let's just do the last one. It's the same concept, but if you want to grab it from a file. So I have a file here. People, which you guys have access to as well. So here I can just I can pick the file that I have. So this is the file that I have. Look at this. This is the file. It's just like this. So what I can do is essentially I want this in the this is tab delimited, meaning that the distance between them is a tab. So what I can do is simply follow the instructions. So go to the data, and then I can select here, go from text. I can just simply say, this is the instructor version for me. I clicked on it, and then it brings the same thing again. It says delimited, yes. This time is not a space, it is a tab delimited, meaning that the distance between them is a tab. I hit next. I hit finish. I hit OK. And you see that it's filling up everything perfectly. Okay. How did you get the data? It's on the how did you get the data? It's here. It's on the same Google Drive that we have. Of course, we can do it again. Because Bella, you didn't download it from the drive that I gave you. So let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's say that I don't have any of this. Okay. You must have this file. Where is that file? It's in the Google Sheet that I gave you. You need to download it in your own computer. Okay? So let's go through it. So let's assume that I did downloaded it and it's right now here in this folder. So I'm going to go here I'm going to go essentially going through the from text. I'm finding where my thing is, my file is. I'm going to select it. And then I'm going to say next. I'm going to hit tab, not a space, and then hit next, and then hit finish. Where do I want it? On A10. It's perfect. Okay. Any questions? If you don't have from text, maybe it's under here. Maybe it's under from other sources. It depends on the it really depends on the Excel version. All right. In my version, it's under an arrow next to get data. Okay, so there's a get data. Yes, same with me. Kalin is saying the same thing, that it's in the get data. Okay, it's get data. Awesome. Okay, so how many of you guys are done with same under game date get data? Okay, so it's under get data. How many of you guys are done with this? With your version? Noah is done. Matt is done. Where is get data? So get data, apparently in some versions, is, I'm just reading off from, can somebody tell me where is get data that you guys see? In my version is just from text. Where is get data?
It's on the top left corner next to home. That's on my end.
Okay.
No, but it's on the data section though.
It's in the data section, but it's in here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe it's because I'm on Mac and you're on a different thing, so
Yep.
probably that's because why.
Yeah, okay. All right. Who else is done? Actually, one of you guys mentioned that, hey, mine shows up in a different sheet. Let me show you guys. From text, I'm doing yours. A student, okay? I do next, I do tab, and I hit next. And I hit finish. Here, don't say new sheet, just say existing worksheet. Okay? And that will do it. Okay? So don't say new sheet. If you want in a new sheet, just click new sheet, but don't do it. Just do it like this so that it will pop up here. All right. We've gone a tiny bit over time. So I do apologize for this, that we've gone over time. So I really want you guys to fill this up, and then I hope that I see you all tomorrow for the next level of these sheets. So I want you guys to go to this link and then provide some feedback so that next time I will look at the feedback before I come in. Okay, so please fill up this sheet, this form before you come in next time. Any questions? Good job, Kim. All right, my apologies for 8 minutes over time, but that's pretty much it for today. Nice to meet you all, and see you guys tomorrow.
Where will the recording? Where will the recording be?
absolutely there will be a recording. I don't know how it's being sent to you, but it will be sent to you. Or
Okay,
it
thank
will
you
be
so
available.
much. Thank
No
you so much
problem.
for the session.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I have a question.
Yes, Jack.
Every time I try and import it, I do it onto the same worksheet where your cursor is hovering, but it just creates a new table and sticks it there, and I don't know why.
Do you see existing worksheets?
Yeah, it's
And
on the same worksheet, right in column A, row 18, but it's just showing up as a new table, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to be
so
doing that or
when you
not.
hit is this on for you?
No.
Okay. So when you hit OK, it does it like this, right? Or no?
It's all orange, but yeah.
So it does it like this?
Yes.
So that's good.
That's how it's supposed to be?
Yeah. So
Okay.
I'm just double clicking so that it's clear. So there's nothing special about mine. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Bye
You
now.
too.
Bye everyone.